I think we should talk about buying gear. And I think specifically to stop paying full price. I'm a huge proponent of buying used. I think the gear that comes out nowadays is built so well. Buying something used, you're getting pretty much the exact same product. Whether you're buying just from another photographer or a filmmaker or a store online or in person, used gear is going to do the exact same thing, whether it's new or used, as long as it's in good condition. So I don't think there's any point in spending the extra dollars to get just a sealed item. Prices have only been getting more and more expensive for any kind of gear, whether that's cameras or lenses or just accessories that come with whatever kit that you have. Everything is going up in price. So I think if you can save a couple bucks here and there, then you got to do it. So I wanted to make this short and sweet video just with different ways that I've been able to save hundreds, thousands of dollars on the gear that I've been able to buy, whether that is buying used or the occasional times where I have bought new. So let's go through just kind of all the tips and tricks, so to speak, of how I'm getting cheaper gear and refusing to pay full price for what I buy. I should say too that I'm gonna list absolutely everything that I bring up in this description below. So I make sure if there is a specific piece of gear that I wanna get, I make sure to check in a couple different places. I'm gonna start just locally, looking at Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, depending where you are. If you're in Canada, maybe Kijiji. That's always a good spot to start out with. If it's not there, I move on to eBay. There are so many pieces of gear, both cameras and lenses, that I've bought off of eBay and have, for the most part, had just a great experience with buying. It's always important to check the seller's rating, to check how many reviews they actually have. Is this somebody that is trustworthy? And then seeing where it's coming from as well. But I think eBay is a great spot if you are not in a rush and are looking to dig a little bit. You can find some great deals on eBay. If it's not on eBay, then I go to kind of the heavy hitters of used gear. I'll look on Adorama, B&H, Gear Focus, KEH, websites like that, where I know I haven't been able to find it locally. I can't find it on eBay. I know the quality and the inspection of the items is all going to be top notch. I'm just gonna be paying a little bit extra on these websites than kind of locally or on eBay. So I'll check on those websites next. Another thing I always do is, again, if I'm not in a rush, I'll wait for the sale to come along. So shopping on Black Friday or Amazon Prime days, just days that I know that prices are gonna get knocked down a little bit, I make sure to do a little shopping there, so I'm not paying full price. So I think with lenses specifically, this is something that I'll do where if I'm looking for a Sony, or maybe it's a Canon 24-70, I always make sure to also look at what Tamron and Sigma are putting out as well. Sometimes, and I've seen a lot of reviews where the Sigma and Tamron lenses are actually a little better. They're a little more sharp. There's less chromatic aberration. Those are two great companies that put out amazing lenses, and they're always cheaper. And then if you can double up on that of getting a used Sigma or Tamron lens that's comparable to the one that you were initially looking at, you're saving even more money. And that's something that I've done a ton as well. I've got a Sigma 105 macro lens, Tamron 17 to 28 mil, and I've got the 150 to 500 Tamron. Now, I think sometimes there can be little compromises that are made with the lenses and their focal lengths, but quality-wise and then saving a ton of money budget-wise, I think is a no-brainer to at least entertain that option. Next, another thing that I'll do is when I've got a shoot, I'll just put in the budget renting different gear. I know I've fallen prey to, oh, I need to buy this piece of gear to be able to get this shoot. And then after that shoot is finished, I've spent the money on this piece of gear and I never really use it again. Maybe a couple times. It's just a waste of money, and then I've got to sell it on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or something afterwards. So a way to save a lot of money is just rent your gear. And while on the subject of renting gear is just a perfect way to figure out what you like, what you don't like. Is this a lens or is this a camera that you would actually want to purchase? Well, rent the gear, figure it out so that you're not spending a ton of money and then finding out afterwards that, wow, this thing is not even what I thought it was. It's not worth it. I'm not going to use it. It was just a bunch of hype or for somebody else and their needs. So rent gear just to save that buyer's remorse and figure out what you need. Again, whether that's for a shoot or just to be able to figure out if it's a piece of gear that you actually want. And then lastly, I know this isn't for everybody, but it's something that I've done and will hopefully continue to do. And that's reaching out to brands that I love. There's so many different brands that I've reached out to, that I've either created promotional material for or done some sort of work trade with that makes it mutually beneficial to either get the product for free, to be able to test it, send it back, or just to keep it. There's always options there. And just because you may not have a big following doesn't necessarily matter if you can reach the right person, if you can make the right pitch and create the right content that a brand would love. No matter how big they are or how small of a creator you are, that's still a possibility. That's something I'm actually going to be making a video on very soon too. Those are the things that I do. If I've missed anything, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to know where you're able to find cheaper gear, the tips and tricks that you've got. Let me know down below. I'd love for this to just kind of, I don't know, spark something and we can all kind of share and learn and just save money on gear. Why do we need to be paying the prices that we're paying? It's crazy. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next video.